So here we have the Game Awards 2022 nominees page, and we're just going to go ahead and start with Best Game Direction. So you go into here, you can check out the website, I guess, yourself if you're interested. It's just gameawards.com/nominees. You can see under Game Direction, we've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray were the games that are nominated for Best Direction. Next category, you've got Best Narrative, A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality. And in the next category, which is Best Art Direction. Oh, look what 3 games come up again. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, which honestly I think should win this one, and Stray, which was supposedly really good. I haven't played it myself. In fact, while going through this, I realized that there's almost none of the games that came out this year are games that I actually played. Best Score in Music, Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger. Now this, from what I understand, was pretty awesome. What with the whole like rhythm shooting with guns and demons, follow the score, follow the music, follow the rhythm with your demon destruction, and it definitely seemed pretty darn exciting. And Xenoblade 3, which is again another game that I should have played by now, I think, but I don't know what it is, but the Xenoblade games just didn't click with me. I wish they had, because I feel like they're games that I could really enjoy. But like, I've got Xenoblade 1 on 3DS, and I keep bouncing off of it every single time I try to sit down to play it. Maybe it's the 3DS part of it, maybe it's the size of the world, maybe I just need to give it another chance. And then we've got Best Audio Design. Somehow Call of Duty, but okay. Again, I have never played a Call of Duty game, so I can't really speak for their quality. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, which I've heard wonderful things about, and Horizon Forbidden West. So again, these 3 games are pretty much nominated for everything. And there's some people saying that they might just sweep the whole award season, or the whole, show. Best Performance, we've got these voice actors. Unfortunately, I'm not super familiar with any of them. I'm not nearly into voice acting as much as I used to be. But I'm sure they all put on wonderful performances. And then Games for Impact, for thought-provoking games with a pro-social meaning or message. I've heard really good things about Citizen Sleeper. And also Endling was supposedly really good as well. Well, there's more of these nominated. And I haven't heard of either of these either. And that's really what this is showing me, is that there are so many of these games that I've never even heard of. Maybe it's just because most of them didn't come to Switch. Best Ongoing Game, Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and Genshin. Pretty similar, I think, to last year's nominees as well. I would like to see Final Fantasy win it, personally. But maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm so out of that loop. And then Best Indie. Cult of the Lamb I've heard really good things about. Neon White was another one that looked pretty cool. Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. Again, Tunic. I know there's some folks on the IGN NVC podcast that I listen to every week. They're all about Tunic. And you know what? Maybe I'll give it a try. If it wins Best Indie, I'll consider giving it a try. Best Mobile Game. I haven't played a mobile game in years. I just haven't been interested in the mobile game space. Although I've been wanting to try Marvel Snap. I feel like it's something I could get into. I'm wondering if Tower Fantasy has anything more to offer than what's obviously on display here. Never heard of Tower Fantasy, don't know a darn thing about it. but I hope it has more to offer than fan service for its own sake, you know? Best community support: Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. I could see No Man's Sky taking this one, mostly because of just how many wild, crazy improvements that game has had over its years since its release. It's not, from what I understand, the same game at all that it used to be from when it first launched. Next category. So, innovation and accessibility. I guess these are games that's pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed even at an even wider audience. So, like, looking to be accessible. I'm not entirely sure what God of War, a PlayStation 5 exclusive game, has done to appeal to a much wider audience as a sequel and as a game for a console that is still, from what I understand, very difficult to get your hands on. It doesn't strike me as the most accessible game, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe did it come out on PS4 as well? I assume it did. I'm thinking it did. I'm sad that I don't know. Maybe I should know before I try talking about it. And then we've got VR, AR. I don't know, again, any of these, unfortunately, but based on what I do know and the little I know, and based on the images, I think this one might be pretty cool to see. Or this looks like an interesting situation. Now, best action game. This is something I'd be interested to see where the council of votes go with this, because if they choose Bayonetta 3, then it shows that they're more interested in deceptively complicated action games, maybe based in a third-person mode versus something like COD. Which, if that's voted to be the best action game, now this might be a hot take, that says more about action games that were released that year than it does maybe even about Call of Duty itself. Am I crazy in thinking that? Maybe. Is that opinion going to get me hate? Possibly. I know that Sifu did something very interesting with its progression system and how you level up and how the game progresses and how you get older and older every time you fail. And with Neon White in its super fast combat and super fast sort of gameplay. And of course TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, would be a vote for a nostalgic crowd. An obvious vote for a nostalgic crowd. Again, I haven't played any of these, which makes me impartial, you see. By not playing anything, I can be impartial. Next category, Best Action Adventure. Again, here we are, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Plague Tale, Tunic, and Stray. Best RPG. It's interesting to me that Elden Ring was also considered an RPG as well as action adventure. Was it? Maybe. I don't remember. Again, I haven't played any of these games. I played the Live Alive demo, and it just didn't grab me the way that I expected it to. I honestly haven't played a Pokemon game in years. Same with the Triangle Strategy demo. I played that, and it was interesting. I think the reason why I was interested in this is because at the time I was also thinking a lot about Fire Emblem. And then, what else was I playing? I think I was also playing Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle at the time when this was being talked up. And I thought, oh, that might be fun to try. I tried it. It, again, didn't grip me, the way that some other games have. And then Xenoblade 3, again, you'd think I'd be into it. And I'm sure I would be if I really gave it a chance, but I don't know, something about it has just kept me away. Best fighting game. Now here we go. I was very surprised to find Multiverses on this list. Sifu, I didn't realize really was a fighting game. I thought it was more of a martial arts game. King of Fighters 15, obviously. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now this was a game that I tried the demo of as well. And if it weren't for its online, lack of like online options, I think it would be doing a lot better if it had rollback netcode, if it had better matchmaking online, if it had more to it. I think that would be a much higher up on the list of potential winners. At this point, I don't see it taking the game award, but it would be my pick. That being said, I also haven't played DNF Duel or any of these other games, but that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, for the best game design primarily around head-to-head combat. Okay, I guess Sifu would be head-to-head combat. And as usual, best family game is mostly Nintendo games, which is expected, I suppose. I've been wanting to pick up Splatoon 3, but I just haven't been able to justify it to myself just yet. Same with Mario & Rabbids. I have a weird feeling that game's going to go on sale, and it's going to go on sale for cheap, and when it does, that's probably when I'll pick it up. I'd like to get it physically, as that's how I'm trying to collect my games from now on. It's physically rather than digitally, because then, you know, if something happens to my Switch, I still have the games. And I played the demo for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and that was a pretty fun game for sure. Best Sim Strategy. Okay, so when this game was announced, when Doom Spice Wars was announced, now I don't usually play a lot of strategy games, as you know. If you're a fan of the show, then you know that we don't really play a whole lot of strategy games here on the Star Zone. But as a huge fan of the Dune universe, I could really see myself getting into that game. Sparks of Hope, I've heard really good things about it. I haven't had the chance to try it myself. Again, I like the Warhammer universes and the lore, but I've never played the game. Same with 2 Point Campus, and I've never even heard of Victoria 3. Best Sports Racing Game. We're going to sort of pick up the pace a little bit on these. Best Multiplayer. Call of Duty, Multiverses, Overwatch, Splatoon, and TMNT. I could see this one going either to Multiverses or TMNT, because Overwatch's online, from what I understand, hasn't been good. I haven't heard anything about the new Call of Duty, and Splatoon online apparently also hasn't been the best. Best Content Creator of the Year. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't really know who any of these people are. Maybe that says more about me. Best Debut Indie. Again, a list of super cool games that I've heard wonderful things about. Best Adaptation. Now this is a new, I believe, a new category in the Game Awards. Personally, I'd probably give it to Cyberpunk, as that's, you know, the one that I've seen. I was surprised to find Uncharted on this list. Maybe it was the only other one that was made this year, as it, I haven't heard too many good things about it. Most anticipated game. I think this one's obvious. Do I even have to say it? No, I don't have to say it because you know the right answer. Best esports game. Now, I'm not major into esports, but to see these 5 titles, really not surprising. These were going to be the 4 titles that were going to be on that list for sure. Best esports athlete. I mean, congratulations. I imagine a lot of work that goes into something like this. To be becoming an esports athlete, I'll probably never be one, and that's fine by me. And esports same goes for esports teams. Not something I follow. Probably not something I'd ever be involved in. I mean, maybe involved in, but I can't see myself being on one of these teams. Good for them though. There's a lot of work that goes into that sort of thing. Same goes for coach. Good for them. And finally, esports event. If I had to give it to something, I'd like to see it go to Evo, because that would be really cool. And that's, I would say, probably the most hype. Maybe. But again, I don't really follow pro gaming. So there you have the lists of the Game Awards 2022 nominees. If you are going to check out the Game Awards live stream, I believe it's supposed to go live on December 2nd. Probably going to be a number of hours long, like last year. If I remember correctly, the show I think was like almost 4 hours long. That sounds right. I believe it was about a 3.5 to 4 hour long show. And it was more about the world premieres and more about the game announcements than it was necessarily the awards. And I thought that was interesting, in that it's almost become like a second E3 in a lot of ways, or I guess the only E3 this year, because E3 didn't happen this year. But Jeff Keighley, man, he is putting in the work to make this happen, to make these events happen. And that's, regardless of what you might think about him or the way the events are run or the types of games that are shown off, there's a passion there that I don't think can be understated. Like, there's something really to be said about getting through all of the hurdles that came with the early Game Awards. Like, if you remember way back in the day when it was like on Spike TV, and it was really cringy. It was a cringy show. It wasn't the polished Game Awards show that we know now, that we've seen today. And it's really interesting and impressive that he's managed to stick with it and took a couple of years off to make it something that he can be proud of and that we can all be proud of, and something we can all look forward to towards the end of the year. So good on you, Jeff Keighley. Good on you for keeping up with things. Good on you for improving the show every year. And good on you for creating something that we can all look forward to towards the end of the year, to see just what's coming next and to see the celebration of gaming that happens every year. And it really is great to see, and it really is nice to have something else to look forward to at the end of the year. So you can catch the Game Awards live when they go live, I believe on December 2nd. Let's double check that just to be sure, because I don't want to get that wrong. So I am so sorry. Forget everything I said. December 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. December 8th, what day is that? That is a Thursday. Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the show is going to be happening. Okay, there you go. Maybe we'll watch it live. I don't want to get your hopes up, but maybe we'll watch it live.